Hi, I'm Student X and with me today is
Student Y. We have been working on an in-depth task for economics.
We have been looking at HSC Topic 3, the global economy. We will be focusing on the operation of the global economy.
We're also interested in exploring the impact of globalization on individual economies.
So let's begin. We know that there is an unequal global distribution of income and wealth. Some refer to this socio-economic and political divide as the global south and the global north.
The global south refers to countries that have a low GDP. However, GDP alone is not a sufficient measure to determine whether a country is developed or underdeveloped. What is important and rather commonsensical, if you think about it, is to explore what the government is spending its money on. How is the income being distributed nationally?
When looking at how a government is acting internally, it is worth looking at how a government is liaising with other political governments externally. How do international treaties and memberships in organizations affect government internal policies?
To begin, we have chosen to focus on the World Trade Organization, or the WTO. The WTO is the only global international organization dealing with the rules of trade between nations. It claims that its goal is to help producers of goods and services, exporters, and importers conduct their business.
The point of contestation is who actually benefits from the TO. While its objective is to eliminate protectionist policies and advocates free trade, numerous small countries have not enjoyed the benefits that the TO promises to deliver.
Before we explore this debate in detail, we invite you to watch the following clip of recent activities on the dealings of the WTO.
The main challenge is to build a universal system, a system which includes all the nations of the world, inside a rule-based system, not a power system, where their relation will be made because of the rules that they have agreed together and not because of their power relation.
It's now more the industrialized versus the poor countries.
Have been forced to abandon their farms.
We have been told for years that one of the greatest problems affecting the agriculture of the developing world is subsidized exports by developed countries.
Developed countries spend on subsidies for agriculture $350 billion a year. That's $1 billion a day.
Our world is not for sale.
These deals are horrible. The intellectual property rights that the U.S. wants are horrible. They want to patent and copyright local seeds and agricultural projects, for example.
An incremental process is not a revolution.
That adds up to above average production. It also adds up to an economy boost.
Millions of jobs lost.
This is a matter for the long term. Retain their interest in this round. The great danger is that failure over this week and the next few
Millions of people thrown into long-term poverty.
This is like real poverty, very high infant mortality rates of people not knowing where their next meal is going to come from.
I believe in the free market. I believe in capitalism. I believe in free trade. I am not worried about us being able to compete with anybody on earth with American workers.
And the amount of money put into overseas development assistance is $50 billion a year. So you've got 7 times the amount of money that is going for development going into just one aspect of inhibition of trade.
This is a matter for the long term.